Speakers Bank Podcast. Our voices, our views.
Welcome. I am Vinita
And I'm Sherwin
from JTI. Speakers Bank Podcast. Our voices, our views.
We are here today talking to Ann Hutchinson, one of the speakers of Speakers Bank. Hi Ann. Can you please tell us about something about yourself?
Something about myself. Yeah, that's broad. I'm 38. I live with a brain injury. I've recently moved to Dovetown. Yep. I don't know how I feel about that yet. But that's me at the moment. Just muddling through.
That's nice.
Yeah, and can you tell me what is acquired brain injury, and in your case, how did you get that?
Acquired brain injury is any damage to the brain for various reasons. Any time after birth is considered acquired. Mine was the result of a stroke at 30 years old. That was caused by an immune deficiency that I didn't know about. So it was undiagnosed and became clots and horror. So that's what happened. So lifelong treatment now.
So it's been 6 years.
8 years.
8
Yeah.
years. Oh,
Yeah, 2011.
nice. How does your condition affect your working environment and your hobbies?
Well, the work environment is affected because my stamina is reduced.
Okay.
I can only work 1 to 2 days a week, or I run out of puff and my brain burns out and I end up just a gross mess.
Do you work at home or outside?
I'm not currently working, but
Okay.
when I was working in the city.
Oh, nice.
So commuting into Melbourne and doing a bit from home if I was fatigued, or my boss had to be quite flexible with my nonsense.
Okay, and what challenges are you facing right now, these days?
Right now,
Yeah.
moving's been a huge thing for me. Adapting to the new environment, because where I was living was such a close community, and I knew everyone in the town, and now I know like 3 people, and I only like one of them. The rest are a bit odd, but yeah, it's been challenging, and not working is making it worse because I don't have that routine. So that's my current challenge, is getting back to work.
Nice. How do you overcome those challenges?
Persistence. I think I'm quite stubborn, so I just dig my heels in and do it regardless, and just do what needs doing. There's no secrets. Sorry.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no golden,
Yeah.
miracle.
And for your transportation, do you drive or do you take your public transportation?
I do drive, but I can't drive when I'm fatigued.
Okay.
So in that case, I use public transport. It's also much cheaper than petrol.
And how long does it take you from here to your work?
From here, about 40 minutes.
It's not bad.
So I'm more central than I was, but it's another 40 minutes to get back to Mum.
Yeah.
So
is
it's a bit of it.
It's a bit far for you and a bit difficult.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And it's lots of traffic that I'm not used to.
In your condition, do you need any support by someone else, or you're traveling by yourself?
Traveling, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
When I was initially very, very sick, I had a vision impairment, and I did have support from the guide dogs. Victoria came out.
Oh,
they have an ABI team. They were wondrous. I had a white cane, and they taught me how to use the trains, and it was very exciting and gross and horrible. But as I've gotten more well, and my vision's returned, and that's all rocking along, I can get around independently.
Yeah, and you just talk about your vision impairment. How long does it take to return to your normal?
In my case, it took about 5 years.
That's
to
really
completely
long.
return.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's constant improvement with a brain injury, except with aphasia because that doesn't go away. So 3 or 4 years I was confident enough to drive from my house in Nanagoon to the Nanagoon train station and get on the train and then conduct my life. But yeah, it didn't take me long to get just driving.
Yeah, so for 5 years you
so.
you use guide dog for the
Yeah, I used the cane particularly when I was under stress because the nature of brain injury is that under stress your symptoms return. So when I'm at an airport, I use my white cane still because I freak out and my brain shuts down and my eyes don't work. And I need people around me to be aware that I need to be considered.
Yeah.
And the white cane's very helpful for that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's just an added little safety net,
yeah.
you know, security blanket. I just cuddle my stick and off I go. It's good. It's good.
And now you're living in Debden. How do you feel living here?
Compared to your old.
Oh, well, my old place was so comfortable.
Yeah. That's all we need anyway.
Yeah, it's just so comfortable.
Yeah.
And because my mum was my carer for a long time, she was right there.
So now, and let's move to the current situation.
Mhm.
Like, what do you think about NDIS?
The NDIS
Yeah.
is odd.
What do you mean by
It's
that?
really hard to navigate as a person. I don't know how people who have lifelong disabilities cope, but someone who has no knowledge of disability, I had a really hard time managing the whole system.
Yeah.
I have a plan. It's nearly 6 months old and I've completely used up all of my allied health funding, and I've still got 6 months to go. So I'm in the process of reviewing my plan because I didn't know what to ask for, and now 6 months into it I feel better about it.
Yeah. Is it easy to get into them?
No, no, because I don't look disabled.
Yeah.
I had a real challenge getting enough documentation together to even get approved.
Yeah.
And then the person who did my plan had no knowledge of brain injury.
Okay.
So every step's been a challenge.
Yeah, it's been difficult for you.
It has. It's been a huge, huge struggle, but you know, it's happening. I get home care paid for by the NDIS, and that's made a big difference to living away from mum. I couldn't do it without support.
Yeah, they're supporting you.
Yeah, because I need standby assistance for showering and stuff, just so I'm safe. I can wash my own body,
Yeah.
but I use the shower chair, and because of my brain injury, I have balance issues.
Okay.
So hot water and closed eyes, I tend to get the wobbles.
Yeah.
So having someone here, just so I can have a bloody shower and wash my hair, like it's the little things that you don't notice until you have a brain injury and you can't do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's been good. That's one NDIS win.
What are you? Is it easy to get into NDIS, and what is your suggestion to our viewers of how to get in, and what do you expect? Yeah, what do they expect from them to wait?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what's the limitation? Is there a limit?
No. My only real piece of advice going into any situation with the NDIS is know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Have all your backup documentation and be very prepared, because I've done a couple of courses with Valid on NDIS preparation, and I had all my documentation in place. I still walked out thinking I'd been hit by a bus, but you just have to be prepared. And once you're in, and you've got accepted, and that only takes about a month.
Okay.
In my case, I've got friends who've had very different, experiences, but once they get you in and the ball's rolling, it's reasonably quick.
Yeah.
I had everything kind of, the paperwork signed and all of that happening within about a month. So 2 months, I reckon, start to finish. But now, 6 months later, I'm reviewing it.
Yeah.
It's still not right.
Yeah.
It doesn't really meet all of my needs.
Okay.
So, I think it's going to be a bit of back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Anne,
Yeah.
what message do you want to give our viewers who are watching you about your situation?
Okay. Keep pushing. Keep pushing everything, and don't stab your neighbours. I think you have to be persistent. You have to decide you are going to recover, and I may never have 100% recovery, but every day is better.
So, if you have any topics, issue, or concern you want us to feature in this show, please contact us at 9314-0988 or visit www.speakersbank.org.au. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good job.
Anne.
Thank you.